Hello there, everybody. This is Moltrap again. Once again, doing a triple commentary with Diggity and Vol, and we're continuing on with Group A of the Arena MSL, and this is going to be the winners match. So if you haven't seen the other two previous matches, don't watch this yet, because this is the winner of the first match versus the winner of the second match. Oh, there's the spoil. Hwasin won the first match, and this is Jaedong. It's going to be in red, and he, of course, won. Well, actually, no, he won the first match, and Hwasin won the second match, and so now they're here in the winners match, and this is going to be very, very interesting. As I believe Vol mentioned at the end of the last one, they met in the Pro League not that long ago, and Hwasin actually beat Jaedong quite thoroughly. It was almost as if, and I might be thinking of this similarly because of my state of being right now, but it was almost as if Jaedong was just tired, and he was doing everything right, but he just didn't have the passion or enthusiasm to move quickly enough to really push back, and Hwasin was in control that whole game. So it'll be interesting to see if Jaedong can step it up to his old upper notch for this game.
Yeah, Jaedong is usually a real Terran killer. I mean, he's great in every matchup. By the way, putting a spawning pool down before hatchery, so this is actually going to be short and sharp, guys. He's going to be getting some Zerglings straight into Hwasin's face. I've got to say, though, that Hwasin beat Jaedong recently on Wuthering Heights, and this map is a brand new map called Tiamet. It's on the space tile set, as you can see, and this is a map that nobody really knows very much about because the map hasn't been released. Only the Pro League gamers have been testing this map, and we can't really tell you too much about it. I can say that it does have an unusual natural location, and it is a two-player map, but parts of the map are actually blocked off by neutral power generators. There are expansions down the bottom left and the top right. But Hwasin is going to be able to send out a SCV and actually see Jaedong's early spawning pool fairly quickly, and hopefully that will put him in a position to actually defend it with SCVs and Marines. So we see how that goes. Jaedong, we know that he's got excellent micromanagement. He is really good in the early game as well as the late game with Zerglings and especially Mutalisks. But Hwasin is no slouch either. Hwasin's actually got a great TVZ. This SCV may actually pull off a block. Yeah, oh my god, he's actually going to be able to pull off a block onto this hatchery, and Hwasin is indeed going to be able to see the 6 Zerglings coming out really quickly. He's going to prevent Jaedong from getting a first base. So hopefully, he actually capitalizes on this and really defends his space successfully from this and gets an economy rolling and takes this game, because I think this is just a little bit of an audacious play by Jaedong, really just trying to be a bit too confident. He might have been better off going for more of an economic build, but that's to say he might actually have a plan for this map, which is very specific, and we'll see that shortly.
Wow, Hwasin doing a fantastic job keeping that hatchery from going up, just constantly harassing. That is so important, especially because Jaedong didn't go 12 hatch, and this is very surprising for me. Maybe learning it, and it looks like, wow, Hwasin on the other side, realizing that Jaedong was a little bit behind on that hatch, he's going to go and try to take a huge economic lead. In the meantime, it looks like another hatchery being put out, in kind of an odd location. Looks like it's going to go at the gap. Actually, that's not an odd location. Take that back. I'm just not familiar with this map. Going to put that third hatchery there, which makes sense, actually. I feel like that third hatchery is almost necessary to create an effective block, really. So Southern Colony is probably going to go down near there, and with that, he's going to basically hold the entire right-hand side of the map. There are 2 expansions just above that, but there's also, keep in mind, those neutral power generators, so Overlords need to be in the area to keep that scouted. But Hwasin looks like he's setting up to expand as well. But I really like that, just delaying the economy, and he knew that Jaedong was going to be set behind even more by those 9 Zerglings, and so I think this is a really smart maneuver on his part. But it's interesting because almost always, and it looks like Jaedong taking the opportunity to open up the map artifacts on his end, it's interesting, Jaedong almost always 12 hatches, and so maybe the prior match causing him a little bit of pause here against Hwasin to cause him to go 9 pool, and we'll see how that ends up paying out for him in the long run.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. Jaedong, he's always a very, very strong economic player. He usually goes for the 12 hatch and gets almost no Zerglings at all. And he actually left the side disruptor, the neutral side disruptor, he actually left it intact. So if Hwasin goes down there to scout that location to see if it's being broken open, he won't notice it, but later on in the game, Jaedong will be able to break through it very quickly if necessary, and I wonder if that's going to play into things. And looking just quickly at a picture of the map here, if he does break through that, basically it'll create another spot which Jaedong can attack from. You can see there's this lower gap. You can see right where his Zerglings are, and then to the right there's a larger gap. And if Hwasin covers the larger gap and puts all of his units out there, then if Jaedong breaks through that side disruptor, he'll be able to come in from the south through the smaller gap. So that's, I think, might be what he's kind of planning on there.
Yeah, it definitely seems clear that Jaedong does have a plan. What happens with these Pro League maps is that I think Kesper designs them and they sent out to the Pro League teams to test them for a couple of weeks, and during that testing phase these players come up with interesting ideas, and Jaedong obviously has something in mind. He hasn't quite killed the side disruptor, and he's got himself in a position where he can actually take it out fairly quickly. Spire going down, he's reached tier 2, and everybody knows that Jaedong's Mutalisk micro and harassment is really fearsome. He has just beaten a lot of players without having to build anything but Mutalisks. Although in recent times we have seen a few players just get the better of him despite that. I mean, Mutalisks aren't instant win, even though they are quite difficult to face. He hasn't actually built a sunken colony yet. He's only got a single creep colony down. Oh my god! And this could be the play that we're actually waiting for. Zergling's coming in and actually they're going to be able to take out the side disruptor, which is almost destroyed. I'm not sure where he's going and attacking the full health one. Oh my god! Hwasin has actually spotted this out. Hwasin knows what's going on. He knows that he can't actually move out because the Zerglings are going to be threatening from both sides. This is key. I think this is quite clever by Jaedong because it actually keeps Hwasin in his space and keeps him on the defensive and allows him time to get the Mutalisks up without having to invest in sunken colonies, and that will allow him to just get a full force Mutalisk attack on Hwasin's base. But Hwasin is getting his economy underway. He's got, I think, +1 weapons upgrading. It looks like Hwasin's splitting his forces here. He's keeping one group of Marines and medics cleverly at his base to defend against the Zerglings, meanwhile moving out with a full force of Marines and medics, and this is actually quite exciting. Jaedong now getting 2 sunken colonies, but this force out in the field hopefully should stand ground. I'm just a bit worried that if those Mutalisks show up quickly, the combined wrath of the Mutalisks and Zerglings together are going to be able to take out this forward attack by Hwasin. So Hwasin just needs to keep the pressure on, force Jaedong to build more sunken colonies, and maybe, well, he's going for a Hydralist in there, but if he forces Jaedong on the offensive bit, that will buy him some time. But if he loses this group completely, or if he gets harassed too much at his base, things are going to be trouble, and there's a hatchery going up at the top right for Jaedong, so mid-game really getting underway.
I'm really surprised that Jaedong decided to go with the Mutalisk attack just because the layout of the map, the mineral line is hugging, and I mean hugging, the left side of the map. The Mutalisks can really only attack the gas from the south. Looks like actually going to try to break the gap and go for something in between. But as you can see, these Marines have a long way to press out, and it looks like he's going to be able to catch those Mutalisks in between. Catching those Mutalisks in transition, was able to get at least one Mutalisk and do a lot of damage in second. I just feel like Mutalisk harasses are very difficult to pull off on there. Jaedong looking very disappointed, very frustrated right there. As you can see, he wants to get some sort of economic damage, at least do some sort of harassment here, but I just don't think it's very viable on this map. And it looks like, as you can see, Hwasin realizing that south sector is really the only viable sector for that harass. He's already got a bunker down there, one to repair and also to deal with the Zerglings. In the meantime, Jaedong transitioning to Hydralist. He's got that expansion going in the upper right hand corner, just trying to, it looks like, continuing harassing with these Mutalisks. But I feel like Hwasin's just going to be able to continue to pump. He's got a really strong economy. Looks like he's already got some turrets down in the background. He's already got that starport going. And with the Hydralisks, honestly, Hydralisk versus Science Vessels and Medic Marine, I just don't think he's going to get it done. I mean, he will have Lurkers alongside, but that Science Vessel with that Irradiate is going to be along fairly quickly here. And it's scanning off, seeing that 3 sunken colony at the front door. And really, yeah, I just feel like Hwasin's in a very strong position. We'll see if he decides to maybe break down that barrier and attack that hatchery in the upper right hand corner. Keep in mind, map artifacts along that position, but in the meantime, it looks like he's just content to hunt down those Mutalisks that are in the middle of the map. I do think this is kind of a hole in Jaedong's play, is he does not tend to keep his Mutalisks alive very well. But this is the other thing, I feel like even if Jaedong does get Lurkers out here, he's going to have to keep that home base in defense, and Hwasin in the meantime is just going to be able to get that third command center down. Looks like he's going to go in for a killer attack, actually backing off now. Now here's Hwasin going for that upper right hand base. I just don't know that there's anything Hwasin can do, or that Jaedong can do to stop this. Level 1 weapons is already upgraded.
Yeah, this is very interesting play. To me, what it comes down to is Hwasin needs to kill upper right now. He needs to do that. Otherwise, Jaedong just has too much of an economic lead. And as I was kind of pointing out with Hwasin's base, Hwasin needs to go, and he has broken through, so he's going to be able to go through there. He's not going to previously, the way the map was set up, he had to go through Jaedong's sunken line to get to this base, but now he can just walk in straight through. Those lurkers are going to get killed before they can even burrow, and one goes down. If the other goes, well, he's going to be able to come out anyway. So that hatchery is definitely going to go down. Jaedong does not have anything to bring in right now. He's got Lings, and that's it. Even if he brings in his 2 or 3 lurkers that he has, it's not going to be enough, I don't think, to take this out before his hatchery goes down. So he is going to lose that hatchery. And, wow, yeah, you're right. Jaedong not looking to be in a good position. Oh my goodness. Jaedong running in his... Oh! Jaedong running his... wow. Jaedong running his lurkers in a line and just getting them slaughtered. And GG's immediately because he knew that there was nothing he could do at that point. His base getting slaughtered and all of his forces dead as well. That was absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, what happened to the Jaedong we saw last MSL? Because, oh my god, that was actually quite disappointing for me. Jaedong didn't kill a single SCV with his Mutalisk. He actually killed like 1 or 2 SCVs with his Zergling harass, but his Mutalisk did shit, basically. They just got totally dominated by Hwasin's Marines out in the field. Just barely containing my bias as a Terran player, but look at Hwasin. He's one cool customer. Look at him. He is he's really been playing confidently and cool-headedly because Jaedong just presented him with so many opportunities to. Jaedong was meant to put pressure on him, but didn't. I'm not sure whether maybe the map confused him or there was something that he didn't expect. I don't know what he was thinking with his 9 pool. I mean, he was looking so strong the last MSL, and I just don't know what's happened to him, basically.
I really feel like the strong map set for Jaedong has been in the past, that Blue Storm, and on Blue Storm he was just so strong with that Mutalisk harass, and just looking at this map I just don't feel like that the Mutalisk harass is viable in any means. I'm surprised he still went with it. I think he would have been better off just going straight to Lurkers, doing some sort of hive tech build. I mean, there's 4 gas on the right hand side of the map if you can just hold things, if you can kind of guard those by those what are they, the neutral map artifacts, maybe even get a lurker around there for some range or something. But anyway, I was just kind of confused that he went with Mutalisk first. I don't think that's going to pay off for him in the future on this map, and I don't think this is going to work for Zerg in general. But again, he's got one more game to go, going to the losers match now, and I hope he can pull it off, and we're going to see move on to set 4 and see who he ends up facing. Any last thoughts there, you guys? Otherwise, I'm thinking of just calling it right here.
Call it.
All right, awesome. Thanks for listening, guys. I don't know why that ending works so well, but that was a kick butt ending.